Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV. We do apologise. We did just miss the first group of qualifying. Chris Brenner and Zane Scott. 18.412 for Chris Brenner. Zane Scott with an 18.475. We now got our next group of cars on the racetrack for qualifying. And well, we've got a bit of a depleted field for this one, but we've still got a good number of cars. So right now the next 4 cars on the racetrack, we got the 11 of Zach McLaughlin, we got the 7 of Dylan Workman, the 005 of Brandon Steele, and the 92 of Mike Keegan. So just waiting on Trading Paints to refresh actually. Zach McLaughlin with an 18.539, 18.539. Dylan Workman with an 18.623, Brandon Steele with an 18.831, and Mike Keegan with an 18.515. So next batch of cars, the 421 of Trampus Koltoff, the 32 of James Taylor, the 93 of Chris Roberts, and the 34 of Tom Leake. So Leake in the 34 with an 18.652. Roberts with an 18.550. Taylor with an 18.983. Koltoff with an 18.626. All trying to chase down the time of Chris Brenner. See if any of these drivers can improve on their lap times. Taylor with an 18.795. And Travis Koltoff for our third group with an 18.514. Cat's going mental in the background. Kyle Tesma in car number 14 on the racetrack. Next car in the 96, it is George Wood. In car number 1, it's Travis Schruers. And in the 127, Stephen Hill. So the 14 of Kyle Tesma with an 18.772 tonight quick. George Wood with an 18.914. Schruers with an 18.686. And Stephen Hill with an 18.607. See if any of these drivers improve on their lap times. Tesma with an 18.634. Wood with an 18.869. And that was about all that improves. So it's 23 cars here. And the next group to come out in the 77, Aaron Schaefer. In the 911, Steve Castle. In the 00, Nathan McClellan. And in the 360, Jamie Wallace. Aaron Schaefer will get the green flag here on opening lap night number 2. Or race 2, I should say, at the night time. Round 9. And Aaron Schaefer with an 18.859. Castle with an 18.752. McClellan with an 18.830. And Wallace with an 18.922. We'll see if Schaefer can improve on lap 2. He does with an 18.778. Castle with an 18.621. McClellan with an 18.830, his best lap. And 18.892 for Jamie Wallace. So 18 cars qualified here for race number 2. And you're watching the Blue Sphere Corporation and Dirty Old Bastards 360 Winged Sprint Car Series live from Williams Grove Speedway, live right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. So thanks to Blue Sphere for being on board for the season so far, for not only the 360s but also the 410 World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series on a Thursday night. I thank Colby's Eye Paints for coming on board with Ultimate Dirt TV for being the naming rights sponsors or sponsor for the instant replay. And in the SETI group, thanks to those guys for coming on board for the starting grid and finishing results for the rest of the season as well as next season. Anthony Lepresto on the 257 on the racetrack. First time for Lepresto will be fifth quick with an 18.535. John Lepresto with an 18.602. David Mosier with an 18.941. Lepresto, that is Anthony, slower on lap number 2. And John Lepresto, no time on lap 2. Mosier with an 18.769, position 15, which just leaves us our 22nd and 23rd cars to come out here and lay down a lap time. In fact, looks like they're not gonna come out. It's the 93. Going to show the drivers where the restart, the earliest they can restart is. So 35 laps will be race number 2. And we'll have your SETI group starting grid here in just a moment. So we lost quite a few cars from race 1 to race 2. We went from a field of 34 to 23. In fact, I dare say we would have lost about half the field, but we had a few extra entries come in for race number 2. But on the pole is going to be that 84 of Chris Brenner. Not sure why Trading Paints isn't working again. So wait for a couple of our cars, and then we'll have our SETI group starting grid here in just a moment. There we go. Starting on the pole in car number 84, it is Chris Brenner. Starting out of position number 2 is going to be the 37 of Zane Scott. Starting out of position number 3 is going to be the 421 of Trampus Colthoff. To the outside of the 92 is Mike Keegan. Out of position 5, the 257 of Anthony Lopresto lines up alongside the 11 of Zach McLaughlin. At a position 7, Chris Roberts. At a position number 8 will be the 157 of John Lopresto. At a position 9, the 127 of Stephen Hill. At a position 10, the 911 of Steve Castle. At a position 11, the 7 of Dylan Workman. Alongside him in the 14 is Kyle Tesma. Out of position 15, out of 13, Tom Leake in the 34. Alongside him is Travis Schruers, David Mercier, and Aaron Schaefer, James Taylor, Nathan McClellan, Brandon Steele, George Wood, Jamie Wallace, and Ryan Pace, and Jason Nygaard. And ladies and gentlemen, our quick time man, Chris Brenner, is opting to go to the back of the bus. So he will start out of position number 23. Well, he's done it once before in a 410, I believe, at Knoxville. Can he do it in a 360 at Williams Grove? He's going to have to make his way through the field. And we have 35 laps on the board here for race number 2. Green flag is out and we are underway. Travis Colthoff gets a good jump on Zane Scott as they make their way through turns 1 and 2 with oh no, Scott, Keegan, Lopresto.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
There is our first yellow of the night. Travis Shrew was upside down in a big, big way. It all started with the 92 of Keegan, in fact. In fact, Zane Scott got out of shape, and Keegan come through, and then you see, there it is, Nathan McClellan. Just a big bunch of cars there. Nathan McClellan, Wallace in the 360. As you're watching the Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. So already we're seeing a couple of cars being forced back to pit road early on. And, well, how about Chris Roberts? Started 7th and up to position number 2 after the opening turn. So once again, a big thanks to Ultimate Dirt TV's newest sponsors. Thanks to Colby's Eye Paints and SETI Group. They are on board for the rest of the season and also all of next season as well. So big thanks once again to those guys for partnering up with Ultimate Dirt TV. We want to thank Bluesphere Corporation and Dirty Old Bastards for allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover the action here on a Tuesday and Thursday night. Tuesdays, the 360 Wing Sprint Car Series. Thursdays, we have the World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series. As we're into the final third of the season. 4 more rounds. And 3.5 on a Tuesday night. They've got one more. They've got this final race here tonight, and then 3 rounds in the following Tuesdays. Thursdays we've still got 4 more rounds, which yes, entails 8 races. Here we go. Travis Koldoff, Chris Roberts, Stephen Hill. We're going to try and keep an eye on Chris Brenner. He's already from
Green flag.
23rd up to position 15. And here we go. Once again, the driver's going to try and make their way cleanly through turns 1 and 2. And we've already got Jason Nygaard around at the back.
Yellow.
Yellow flag is out, and let's try and catch what happened here. Let's have a look at our Colby's Eye Paint instant replay. Who was that just come through? I'm just looking over there. So Keegan, Nygaard got into the back of him. Taylor, Castle comes through. McClellan was there as well. And the 22 of Nygaard was stopped on the inside of turns 1 and 2, so it's a good shot actually. I like that shot. No idea how that came about, but the Williams Grove curse continues. You heard Chris Brenner say earlier on, in fact, on the first broadcast that we did, and it's kind of a hit and miss. So, flashing lights still on the R Racing Pace truck as they will be getting flicked off this time.
Alright, on to green guys. Take that, single file, or white flag lap 41.
We will have a white flag at lap number 41. So still 32 to run. And although we didn't get to start all 24 drivers, we only had 23. We've already lost 6 cars in the opening 3 laps. So Travis Koltoff, your race leader. Once again, we're going to keep an eye on Brenner coming through the field into position 14.
Green's out. Green flag.
And we are back to green flag racing. Lek, Tesma, and Lepresto had a good battle in 1 and 2. Lepresto now just sitting in behind the 14, just riding there. And Tesma makes a mistake, and Lepresto goes to the inside. Mosier all out of shape in front of Chris Brenner. Still Keegan, so Brenner's got his work cut out for him right here. He needs to be careful if he wants to get through this field right now. But you're watching the 84 on screen. Started position 23, went quick time, but opted to go to the rear of the field. And now trying to make this a 3-wide battle. Let's have a look up towards our front of the field. Lepresto got around Tesma. Now in comes a 34 of Leak.
Yellow.
And there we go. You can just see it on screen right now. That's the 92 of Keegan. Let's have a look at our Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. Like Keegan was just the innocent party in this one, yeah. Mosier and Steele come together. Keegan got involved. Shrewers was there in the end. I think Taylor as well. Let's have a look and see what happened to the 32 of Taylor. So Taylor in the 32 in the green machine. Shrewers in the 1 on the inside. Just jumped the cushion, came down the right. Well, that's a racing deal. One was coming down, the other was coming up. I think Mosier came down on Brandon Steele. He turns 3 and 4, so Mosier in that 123 car. Yeah, just got off the cushion there and just came down a little bit on Brandon Steele. Alright, Jason, it's just Williams Grove, unfortunately. It's just Williams Grove. Who knows, you might have some better luck in the 410s on Thursday night. Which Ultimate Dirt TV will be covering the action. Ultimate Dirt TV live, I think 8 times a week. So if you want to be up to date on where Ultimate Dirt TV will be streaming, feel free to hit the like button. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe, as well, all of our content from Facebook will get uploaded to YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Ultimate Dirt TV. Once again, make sure you go check out the supporters that support Ultimate Dirt TV. Obviously, Blue Sphere Corporation, Dirty Old Bastards, Colby's Eye Paints, SETI Group. Here we go. Green flag is about to be thrown when Kolthoff gets on the gas, and here we go. We're back to green. So the 32 of James Taylor, a lap car, just holding the inside line, just trying to stay out of everyone's way, trying to do it safely as possible. He's getting the 123 around in the back, and seeing that one happen. So let's have a look. And once again, our ultimate, no, in fact, it's our Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. Force will have it there. So the 123 gets loose, going through the slick, and the 00 of Nathan McClellan just tagged the rear crash bar of the 123, and that forces him to spin around. So as he in the 123, the Bad Boy Buggies Chevrolet Performance Off-Road Tony Stewart Racing paint scheme of Donny Shots from last season will be at the back of the bus in this one. So we've still got plenty of time before this. They even think about calling time on this race. Obviously, race 1 cutting it very close to time. Race 2, we're probably 6 or 7 laps in, I believe. Let's have a look. And let's listen into race control.
Morning, guys. Tighten up. Single file. White flag lap 47. Let's try and get some laps in, guys.
26 to run, so we're 9 laps in. And 26 remain here in race number 2. So, Cito Group Holdings sponsoring the starting grid and finishing results, and Colby's Eye Paints sponsoring the instant replays for the rest of the season. So battle on for 3rd and 4th between Stephen Hill in the orange, white and black 127 and Zane Scott in the black, fluoro green, silver number 37. Battle on screen now. What we say white flag was at 47. Right now, Travis Kolthoff, your race leader from Chris Roberts. 3rd is Stephen Hill. Then you go to Zane Scott, Dylan Workman, Anthony Lopresto, Zach McLaughlin, Kyle Leake, and Chris Brenner, 9th, and Carl Tesma. Rounds out our top 10, and we got a yellow out on the racetrack again. It looks to be the one of maybe Travis Schulz. Let's take a look at our Colby's Eye Paint instant replay. Yeah, it just looks like he 360 coming down from the cushion. We go on board here with Travis Schulz. Hold his line, yeah. The 360 of Jamie Wallace. There's Schulz on the inside and comes down on left rear, meets right front. It's never a good ending for one of the two. So thanks to Colby's Eye Paints for those instant replays. White flag will be at lap 50 now, so 24 remain. So we get a couple of laps in. And I know some of these drivers just dread coming to Williams Grove because of what it can produce. It's a good track. It's just really hit and miss. So lights are out on the pace track. Travis Coltoff, Chris Roberts, Stephen Hill, Zane Scott, Dylan Workman, Zach McLaughlin, Tom Leake, Chris Brenner, Kyle Tesma. Top 10, Aaron Schaefer, Travis Schulz, Nathan McCullen, Jamie Wallace, James Taylor, David Mosier. So 16 cars
Green flag.
still remain. So Workman and Scott. And you go to Lopresto. Nice little 3-car battle there. Now here comes McLaughlin and Malt. Don't look now, boys, because the 84 of Chris Brenner. Oh, Brenner just getting into the back of McLaughlin, and Leake now not just ran into the back of that 84. Let's have a look at a Colby's Eye Paints instant replay. In fact, that's Brenner just got into the left rear of McLaughlin there, and I want to say Leake had nowhere to go. Can't really predict that to happen. Let's go on board here with the 34 of Leake. Yeah, you can just hear he's way off the gas. He's off. In fact, even braking, you see it just turn hard right there. Just made a mistake. Oh, he got a massive run. On board with McLaughlin. He just messed up the entry into the corner. And that's, I wouldn't say all she wrote because, well, there's still plenty of time to come. Cat, shut up!
On the green, guys, tighten up, single file, white flag lap 53. Again, let's take it easy. Let's try and run it out. We've still got 21 laps to go. Long way still.
There you go, race control. Just letting the guys know. Still 21 to go. Travis Koltoff, still your race leader. Chris Roberts, Stephen Hill, Dylan Workman, Zane Scott, still no change to your top 5. Travis Koltoff gets back on the gas. Hill looks to the inside on Roberts through turns 1 and 2. Roberts on the high side in the 93. You're watching Workman in the 7 and Zane Scott in the 37. The 37 of Scott is going to get around the outside of Workman. Workman, well, he's found something on the bottom. Well, they're side by side as they come off corner number 4 down the front straightaway. 20 remain here in the main event right now. Zane Scott up to position 4. Looking for a podium right now. He's 1 spot shy of it at the moment. The 127 of Stephen Hill hangs on to 3rd. The battle is going to be on for the race lead right now because Roberts seems to be finding some sort of speed. Now in the bottom of turns 3 and 4, side by side off turn number 4. Wow, that was close as Koltoff. He almost made contact. The left rear almost met the right front. Coming off turn 4 but through 1 and 2 down the back straight away. Koltoff now is going to go to the low side. He slides up to the top of the racetrack coming off turn number 4. And he may have just found something right there. That was 2/10 quicker than Roberts on that previous lap. Here comes Stephen Hill as well in the 127. So Koltoff going to run that same line. Oh no, Stephen Hill into the wall, but well, he bangs the right rear. So I think Koltoff has found his new lane. Top 1 and 2, bottom turn 3. When he comes out of turn 4, he's on the top of the racetrack. Watch him just slide to the top of the racetrack, slide through the slick. He comes out of the turn and he's up the top, and we got a car in turns 3 and 4. Let's have a look on our Colby's Eye Paint's instant replay. Oh, the 360 there, Jamie Wallace. Just catches that opening on the back stretch. It sucked him in. Let's have a look at slow motion speed right now. So, the top of your screen, keep it on the black and red car coming through. Just gets that opening just there. The right side tyres. And thankfully no one else was involved in that one. So once again a closer look brought to you by Colby's Eye Paints and the instant replay. So we'll slow it down one more time for you. In fact, let's get a right rear suspension shot for you. Bam, right there. And well, he goes upside down, looks at the sky and the dirt, and just that right rear. It is BENT. So what we have, white flag, lap 57. So I think we're on white flag lap 60. So we've got about 18 to run. Or was it 54? Not too sure. We'll just listen to race control whenever they get the chance to. Police truck in. Travis Koltoff will lead us back to the green flag. Cat, you better not jump on there. I swear to God. Koltoff through turns 1 and 2. Your race leader, Scott, in third, looking for third on the inside of Stephen Hill. Workman on the bottom. Chris Brenner back up to position number 8. And Zane Scott, he's going to have position 3 at the line. Hill now back to the inside. He's got Workman, McLaughlin, and Chris Brenner. Man, they got a bunch of fast guys coming through the mid-pack right now. But they are all just battling with each other. Oh, Stephen Hill. But all sorts of loose and all sorts of wishy-washy. Oh no, look, presto, Brenner. There's contact. Well, we keep it green. And no one spun around. McLaughlin now to the inside of Dylan Workman. Literally on the bottom of the racetrack. And that's for positions 4, 5, and 6. And throw in 7th as well because Brenner, oh, he's going to go 3 right on the inside. He makes the pass. He split the difference. And Workman fights back on the inside into turns 3 and 4 right now. Workman continues to run low. Brenner's got a run coming out of turn 4. He ducks to his inside. Runs the bottom through turns 1 and 2. And that's not where you want to be, Brenner. Oh, there's contact. Brenner and Workman had contact. Workman got the wall. 10 to go. You just heard it from race control. And battle is on for the race lead. Roberts on the inside of Koltoff. We were worried about 5th, 6th and 7th, but the battle is on. Here we go, out of turn number 4. 9 laps to go. Koltoff has it at the line by a 10th and a half. Roberts going to fight back and Koltoff going to look to hold him off right now. They go through turns 3 and 4. Koltoff back to the top of the racetrack. Roberts going to work down low. Side by side up for turn 4 one more time. Zane Scott hanging on to third, but literally by the skin of his teeth. He's got just over a 10th over Stephen Hill. And we got 8 laps to run, so a B-main distance here. Roberts one more time. Going to put it to the bottom in turns 3 and 4. But Koltoff, he's got that high side. Working a treat right now. Roberts rails the cushion. In fact, I don't even know if there's a cushion up there in 1 and 2. It doesn't even look like it, but he rails the top anyway. He goes to the low side. Oh, Koltoff makes a mistake. He jumped the cushion, and that's given Roberts the race lead. Oh, my. This race has just been turned upside down on its head. Koltoff going to go back to the cushion through turns 3 and 4. I think we got 5 to run. Could be 4 right now, if I'm counting correctly. Battle. What about this 3-car battle for positions 3, 4, and 5? Scott holding off Stephen Hill, and then Hill, well, he was holding off Chris Brenner, but Brenner just made a mistake. Oh, Koltoff! Oh, gets Zane Scott! Koltoff around. We stay green. Yes, we do. Oh, Koltoff, you got a feel for the bloke. That gives Stephen Hill second. Chris Brenner third.
2 to go, 2 more.
Roberts has 2 to go. Looking to pick up a win in the 360. I think he's had maybe 1 win so far in the series. Brenner and Stephen Hill. Oh, wow, they were literally, their wheels were stuck together. And the white flag is out right now. Half a mile to run. Roberts, he's got this one in the bag. Stephen Hill and Chris Brenner, well, they are still throwing haymakers at each other right now. I want to keep an eye on this battle for second and third through turns 3 and 4. Well, it's going to be the 93, Chris Roberts, getting the job done. He finds victory lane.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yellow flag is out. Chris Roberts getting the job done. Chris Brenner second, Stephen Hill third. Let's take a look at our SETI group Holdings finishing results. So Chris Roberts gets the win. Chris Brenner second. Third was Hill. Lepresto fourth. Workman fifth. You got Kyle Tesma. Travis Colton was there. Schaefer, McClellan, Leake, Scott, Taylor, McLaughlin, Wallace, Mosier, Schrewers, Keegan, Steele, Castle, Nygaard, Lepresto, and now we get 21 cars for that one. Well, let's go down and have a chat with our top three. We do have, in fact, all three of them down here. So we're going to start off with our third place finisher of Stephen Hill. And coming home in third is the 127 of Stephen Hill. Stephen, congratulations on the third place here. Man, it was getting rough towards the end there.
Thank you. And
Yeah, it started getting a little rough, but that happens.
Yeah, top was looking very treacherous through turns 3 and 4. I mean, how was the car reacting, when you're up there?
It was pretty tough. I got in the wall one time, but I don't really know how to run the bottom, so it's kind of my only choice.
Well, third is a good result for you. Yeah, no doubt. I'm sure you got some people you want to thank.
Thank you for broadcasting it, and Chris and everybody at DOB for putting it on.
All right. Well, now we'll chat with. Well, he tried to go 2 for 2. He qualified on the pole for the first time. For the first time tonight, I think he qualified third in the first one. Brenny opted to go to the back and try and come through the field, but couldn't quite. You fell short of laps there, but you got caught up in trying to avoid some wrecks.
Yeah, I was making some good progress early on there. I think I made it up to 8th place, and I'm not sure who was in front of me, but they checked up a little bit harder than I thought they were going to, going into 1 on the bottom. And I had to jam on the brakes, and chain reaction guy behind me got in me. He had nowhere to go, not his fault. So we had to go back to the back again and make our way back up front. I got lucky with some contact between, I think that was maybe 3rd and 4th, and I had a nice little battle there with Stephen Hill. I watched the replay. Looked like maybe he came off 2 and maybe came down a little bit towards the middle of the track on exit, and we got into each other a little bit there. So it's hard racing, coming down to the wire. So we're going for it. It was a challenge. But, I'll take a second for sure there.
Well, first in the first race, and now second here in race number 2 from position 23. No championship really for you this season. You've only sort of been hand picking on what you want to do, so it's always a bit of fun for you. But look, no doubt, I'm sure you want to thank some people again.
Yeah, Brett Booth, Ultimate Dirt TV, for doing a fantastic job on the broadcast as always. Chris, Dirty Old Bastards, Tyler, all those guys, for putting on a good show. Teammates, UW Motorsports, Colby's Eye Paints, Ultimate Dirt TV again. Thanks for the sponsorship, and Next Gen Fab. Thanks for all your support.
All right, there we have it. Chris Brenner with a second. Well, he has a lot more luck here in race number 2. He gets the job done running the bottom side of the racetrack. And, well, Chris, it was, I wouldn't say it was handed to you, but you had to work for it. But, man, a lot of luck involved.
Yeah, man, I got one this season on a Tuesday or Thursday. I got 3 on Monday, but I finally won one of the premier ones. So that was great. So I told Brenner, I said, I don't care that you wanted to take that back of the pack challenge and try and come up through the field. I still held on and beat you, but that race with TJ, that was just a blast.
Well, it all started on the first lap. You went from 7th to 2nd, within half a lap due to guys, having contact with each other. And then, as you said, you and Trampus, TJ, you guys had a heck of a run. And, he made one too many mistakes than what you did. And those last sort of 6 or 7 laps, you managed to hold on for the win.
Oh, yeah, that's, it's unfortunately typical Williams Grove tonight with lots of yellows. And that's, with the restart rule, he's able to get that little bit of a gap. And every time I'd reel him back in and get a run, the yellow would come out, and I'd have to regroup, do it again. But we finally got a long run there. And I was on the bottom through 1 and 2, and then all of a sudden the relative showed him behind me, and I see him kind of like he got loose or something in the middle of 3 and 4 there. So I was able to sneak away and keep pulling away.
Well, it's been a long time coming, but you finally do get a win here in the 360 series. I think is this your second win, or is this your first win for the series?
For the season, this is my first win. Overall, I got a good bit of wins in the 360s, but for the season, this is my first win outside of the Master Dirt Series on Monday night, so I finally got a big boy win tonight.
Alright, so we'll look at it this way. It's taking 18 races to get the job done, but nonetheless, a win's a win, and you'll take it. No doubt, I'm sure you got some people you want to thank.
Oh, yeah, a win's a win, man. I'll take it. I definitely fought hard with TJ for that one. I'm sure if there would have been another yellow, Brenner would have been all over me. But so I got lucky there. But as always, got to give the shout out to Blue Sphere, helping us put this on. I finally put the Blue Sphere DTV UDT car in victory lane tonight. So that was pretty cool. Finally got it done. Brett, you up in the booth with Ultimate Dirt TV. It was typical Williams Grove night. It was rough. I mean, at least at the end of both races, we got some good green laps in at the end of them. So that was good. DTB, unfortunately, I was the only one here tonight. Tyler did something to his rig, and it's all tore apart or something. So it was just me. And then, Dirty Old Bastards, everybody who comes out to support us had great support tonight for race 1, 32 cars. I think 22, 23 for this one, and it's just the downsides of Williams Grove. I love this place, but we usually end up unlucky here, unfortunately, with yellows. But like I said, got some good racing in at the end. So everybody who races with us, supports us, everybody out there watching, thank you for watching, and I finally got one. All
right, there we have it. Chris Roberts comes away with the win here in race number 2. That wraps us all up here on Ultimate Dirt TV. It's been one of those nights, but as Chris said, it's all about it's just what Williams Grove will produce, unfortunately. Race 1 won by Chris Brenner. Race 2 won by the 93 of Chris Roberts on screen. Once again, we do want to thank our sponsors, obviously Blue Sphere Corporation and Dirty Old Bastards, for allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover the action. We want to thank the guys at Colby's Eye Paints. Check them out on Facebook. Colby's Eye Paints, for coming on board for the rest of the season and next season for the instant replays. And also SETI Group Holdings for coming on board for the rest of the season and also next season bringing you the starting grid and also the finishing results. If you do want to become a sponsor here on Ultimate Dirt TV, feel free to message the page, and there's still some sort of sponsorship opportunity if you just want to have your name on the broadcast. We have, I think we're live about 8 or 9 times a week, so there's plenty of opportunity to get your name and your company out there. Feel free to message the page. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. Give that like button. We've just hit just over 500 likes, in fact, so big thanks to everyone that has made this possible. Check us out on YouTube as well, youtube.com/Ultimate Dirt TV. And that will conclude round 9 of the Blue Sphere Corporation and Dirty Old Bastards 360 Winged Sprint Car Series, live from Williams Grove here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Thursday night, we're back in action for the 410 World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series, round number 9. Not sure where we're at, so make sure you come back, and Well, on behalf of everyone here at Ultimate TV, it's Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night.